everyone, this is Charlotta, your travel expert. I am here to discuss all things travel. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. If you like this video, please hit the like button at the bottom. And also, if you want to be notified when there's new videos posted, please hit the bell as well. So let's jump into it. Let's talk about travel. I usually always carry a carry-on bag. Usually what I do is I have a lot of different things, and that's what I want to talk to you guys today. Is some kind of like the 8 essential sections of things that I have in my carry-on. So first, I want to talk about probably one of the most important things is me staying busy while I'm on the plane. So there's a couple of things. First, I usually always carry a book. It's usually always hard copy. I like the feeling of it. I like to flip through it. I'm old school that way. I like a good book. Also, when I'm traveling, I have a lot of thoughts. I think about a lot of different things. So I like to jot them down. So I usually carry a journal, and I have, a pen. So I can write down all my thoughts and all my process about like what am I going to do, what I'm thinking about, things that I would like to see. I usually try to map out timelines beforehand, but on some of the most like adventure type stuff, I kind of like wing it, and I usually plan for it on the plane, which is probably not a good thing to do. Especially if I'm going to see family, I definitely wing it. Next, I always carry my iPad. It has music, it has movies, it does have electronic copy of books. I have audiobooks in here as well. It's great, it keeps me entertained. Love my iPad. If you don't have an iPad, you may love your tablet. Some type of electronic device like this is good, especially now with a lot of the planes, they don't give you free movies on some of the flights, especially if it's a short flight, so you kind of have to entertain yourself. So an iPad or a tablet is always a good feature. So that is entertainment. In order to keep all my devices, and I like to call this the electronic wear, I'll keep all my devices plugged in and charged and things like that. I have a block USB port. I also have all the connecting cords that goes with it. So I usually have the lightning, and I also have what they call like an Android type jack as well. And I usually use that to charge up my battery pack. This battery pack is pretty cool. I haven't found this in the US. I actually picked this up when I was in Russia because they already have a connecting lightning port to it. So it's really good. It actually gives me 2 full charges, and it's really nice and slim and compact. I really like this one. They do have some American versions of this, and I can put the link to that at the bottom, but this is the one that I got when I was in Russia because I left my battery pack at home. This is something else. I picked this up at Staples, and this is really cool. When I usually travel, I usually have a lot of things that I need to charge up, and this has 4 USB ports. So I can charge it, my iPad, my iPhone, my battery pack, my iWatch. I can plug it all up at night, and so I can be ready to go the next day with fully charged devices. And speaking of my iWatch, I have this thing, which is really cool. So it's actually, I got this from Amazon. It charges up my iWatch on the go, and it has a USB port. I always carry cord earplugs, and that is because sometimes I forget to charge up my iPods. I know. I have all this device, and then at night I'm listening to something, and then I don't charge up the actual box that it comes into. You guys probably seen these. It's the iPods. It usually doesn't take long. Like now, look, the light is orange. It usually doesn't take long to charge them up. Maybe like 5-10 minutes. Like 10 minutes, you'll have a full charge. And usually this will charge them up maybe like three or four times before you actually have to charge the block. I also, just in case that does fail me, I do carry the adapter that has the lightning support. It actually has two lightning supports as well, just in case I need to charge up my phone at the same time, which I know is bad too. But I do that. So that's all things charging. I usually have all those things. Oh, and when I travel internationally, I got these several years ago. This is part of the Apple World Travel Kit. I know now, even at the, I know now you can get these as a all-in-one devices. And basically what this is when you travel internationally, they don't have the same, 10, like, was it 1020 or 2010 vote that we use here in the US. They use something different. So these are the plugs that I can actually pull out of my block. So I can take the block, pull it out, and then what I would do is I would insert the new ones like that and then plug it in when I'm traveling internationally. So that's how that works. And that's all my charging stuff. Next on the plane, usually what I do is I always carry, because planes are weird. Sometimes I'm burning up and sometimes I'm cold. So I usually always have an extra pair of socks, and I always carry a light jacket. And I have that in my carry-on as well, just in case there's temperature changes. Next, I would go to sleep. I usually don't sleep on planes unless I am on a connecting flight. If I'm connecting from one flight to another flight, I would do that, but usually I don't. I'm usually either watching a movie, listening to music. And this iPad, I have the pencil, so I do color therapy, which is very relaxing, by the way. But if you do sleep, and sometimes I do have earplugs because I don't want to hear anyone when I'm trying to sleep. And then I also have the mask and exhalable neck pillow. I got this from Eagle Creek. I'll put the link to it at the bottom. But basically what this is you blow it up. You take it out, you blow it up. When you're done with it, you push out all the air, you put it back in this cool bag, and you can throw it in your backpack and you can keep it moving. One of the things I like about this better than the traditional neck pillow is, I'm going to be honest, I was snapping onto my bag. Sometimes I may not have snapped it on right, and then you're walking down, you're like, oh, what the heck is that daggone thing is that? And then you realize you dropped it, and then you have to buy another one. And sometimes it would be clamped on to the back of my backpack, and then it would be hitting me in my back. So yeah, so I'm so happy to get rid of that and have this that I can just blow it up and then also deflate it when I'm done. The next thing I got from Eagle Creek was really good. It was this. This is probably one of my other favorite. This is a travel blanket, but what I like about it, it actually has an insert that you can insert your feet into. I'm one of those people that do kick off their shoes on the airplane when I'm traveling, and I can stick my feet in here and I can snuggle up and be all nice and comfy. So this is another one. I'll put a link to this as well. I really like this blanket. So that's pretty much sleep. If you're thinking about sleeping, make sure you get, if you like earplugs, have those. And then the pillow, the mask, and the blanket. Next is probably one of my favorite section of what I put in my backpack for when my carry-on, because my carry-on is always a backpack, is snacks. I like my snacks. I've gotten better at my snacks. I used to always carry gummy bears, and it was almost a staple. Gummy bears, M&M peanuts, and Doritos. I've gotten better. Those snacks are not the best. I mean, they're great to have. I still carry them sometimes, but what I try to do now is try to have snacks that will last a little longer. So if I'm on a short flight or in between meals and it's not that long, these rice crackers that I got from the Asian market are really good. They're great fillers. I like these a lot. The other thing is everybody beef jerky. I was never really into beef jerky, but I do realize they're high in protein, and I do like this one, so I do eat these, especially when I'm traveling or at work or in between meals. I do like beef jerky. They're good. They're high in protein, so try beef jerky. The other thing I put in there as well are ginger chews. I get these from the Asian market as well. It was like an Asian supermarket. The reason why I do ginger chews is I don't get motion sickness, or I don't know if it's the turbulence, but sometimes I feel like my stomach is upset when I'm on a plane or when I get off a plane. So I always carry ginger chews. I like these. And sometimes I get dehydrated, and you're on the plane. I always carry Mentos or mints. You want to pop them in and make sure your breath is all like nice and fresh. I also have oatmeal. This is actually have become. I always put this in my carry. Like, this is the one. Like, if out of all the things that here, the ginger mints and the oatmeal is one thing that you will always see in my bag. And the reason why is because usually now on the plane they give you like those pretzels, or they give you some type of like chuck type mix. And then I'm hungry, and so instead of starving and calling someone to meet me at the airport with food, or getting food like as I'm checking out and running through the terminal and getting food, then I have oatmeal. It's nice because what I usually do is I ask the flight attendant for a little hot water, and an extra cup. So I pour this in an extra cup, pour the hot water in there. I also have a plastic spoon with me, and mix it all up, and then I have oatmeal. I started doing this a few years ago because I used to have a 6 a.m. flight out of Newark to Costa Rica. I don't know. I was trying to get there for a siesta. It was 6 a.m. out of Newark, and I used to be starving. And then the first thing I do when I get off the plane was like, okay, what we're going to eat. So this actually, I don't do that now that I have the oatmeal. The other thing I carry is kind of like a fun treat. It's like sunflower seeds. If my coworkers in New Jersey see me with these, they completely understand. It's a habit. We started eating these sunflower seeds at work, and we're gonna need rehab. We're gonna need rehab for sunflower seeds. That's what we're gonna need, because we're all still eating these things, sunflower seeds. The other thing I also have, because we do get dehydrated, is I do take a refillable water bottle. So after I get through TSA and the checkpoints, I usually get water, and I put it in a refillable water bottle. And one thing about this brand in particular, if it's cold, it stays cold for 16 hours. If anything stays warm, it stays warm for a long period of time as well. So I usually put water into this. If I can get some ice, McDonald's or something like that, if I can get ice put in there, put my water in here, I would do that. And then I will have water for me to drink, whether in the airport, throughout my flight, and when I get to my destination. So I do like having a refillable water bottle. The next section is toiletries. My toiletries is pretty basic like everyone else. Probably what I don't have on here or on the table is face wipes. I usually always carry those. I think they're in my bag because I took them out the last time. But I always carry face wipes, so face wipes is always necessary for me. I always have lotion. I always have deodorant, mouthwash. Sunscreen depends on where I'm going. I would have sunscreen in my bag. If I'm going someplace like Dominican Republic or Costa Rica or something, I have sunscreen. I've always had Perel hand sanitizer. Chapstick or lip gloss, I carry that as well. Perfume, because I'm extra like that. And my makeup powder case. So usually what I do, because I'm usually full glam when I'm traveling, If I'm on a long flight, I would press, I use a press powder to try to freshen it up. And then what I do is, this is Urban Decay All Night. And I usually just spray it on my face and just refresh on my face to make it look like I haven't been on the flight for like the last 7 hours or 6 hours. I always have a toothbrush. These I actually found at Harmon's. Um, and I thought they were pretty cool. I haven't used them yet. I just found these. I'm probably late. And I was like, oh, these are cool. But what they are is toothpaste and toothbrush, and it has these little picks on them. So I was like, oh, I'll pick up a couple of these, try these out, and see if I like them. I do realize you can order these on Amazon as well if you don't have a Harmon store near you. The other thing that's majorly important is my EpiPen. I carry my EpiPen because I am allergic to things. So if you have medicine, you have EpiPen of anything like that, just make sure you put that in your carry-on. I also have my vitamins as well. And so I carry my vitamins. And of course, toothpaste and a brush. So that's pretty much my toiletry set. The last thing I think I have for you guys that I think is important is an extra set of clothes. I always pack now extra spare clothes in my carry-on. And the reason why I do that is because I was traveling from Philadelphia. I flew out of Philly International Airport, and I flew to Las Vegas. And my bags got lost. And I was like, So, and you know, when your bags get lost, if you've ever been through this, usually they say, oh, I'm so sorry. But they're not going to give you your bag till tomorrow because it's on another flight. And usually that's what happens. So I make sure now that, you know, my toiletries can cover me for, you know, pretty much, you know, to refreshen up to my bag show up in the morning, and I have an extra pair of clothes. So that's always important as well. And that I think is it. I do have my backpack. It's my travel backpack that I use for work. It's one of the things that I use on a consistent basis when I travel. It has great compartments. I'll show you guys that. I'll do a review of the bag later. It is an Eagle Creek bag. I do like it a lot. And I also have the Eagle Creek packing system. I'll show you guys that. I'm going to pack all this up in the packing system. Oh, and I also have a electronic packing pack that I got from Staples. So I'm going to pack it all up and put it in the bag and show you guys the end result of what it looks like as it all packed up. Oh, the one thing I didn't show you guys is I usually take this pen with me for international travel. Usually what I do is a great cost saving tool, if I didn't mention it, is take the pen, you can pop out your SIM card, put in an international prepaid SIM card into your phone, especially if you have an unlocked phone. So this is another great cost saving tool for you as well. You can use that, and then you're not hit with the international fees, you know, when you come back to the U.S. I've done that once, and next thing you know, my bill was like $500. So I now just swap out the SIM cards when I'm in another country. I know some of the newer iPhones you can do a dual SIM card, which is really cool. So I am looking forward to that because I just got a new iPhone. It's my travel pack. I do take it to work with me, but I also use it to travel on all my flights as well. So let's pack it up. One of the nice things about this pack, it does have a laptop and an iPad or tablet holder on the inside, which is really nice. It has two slots. If I can show you that, it has two slots here. So I'm gonna put my iPad in one of them, and I'm also gonna put my clothes in here as well. And the reason why I'm doing that is because the zipper on the iPad section of this, it actually, if you look at it, it's a little more thicker. It's also for water resistant, so water won't get in there and mess up your electronic devices. So I'm gonna put my extra pair of clothes in there. And on the inside, one of the nice things also about this bag, it has this mesh piece. So that's where I'm gonna put my toiletries. It fits nicely in here. I can zip it up. If I have any questions or TSA, I can pull it out right away. Last but not least, I have my snacks. The water bottle goes here. And one of the great things about this bag, it has an extra side zipper here. If you can see it, it has compartments. That is where I'm putting my power pack. And I'm also putting my 5 USB ports. And one thing I love about this bag, it also has this strap here. So the cord for the USB, I can just put it in here like this, wrap it around, and stick it in. And I take all the connectors and stuff that I have, I put it in here at the bottom of the back. And zip it up. Sometimes when I travel, I put my iPods in my AirPods in here, in this little one. And if I have glasses, if I want to do extra quick snacks on the go, like those rice crackers, if I want something like really quick, I'll put them in here too. But you do have a extra pocket here, and that's what I do like about this bag. One of the other things I do like about this bag, it depends on what I'm doing, and I'll do a review for it later, is I do have these like hooks that you can hook things to. So if you don't want to do the deflatable and inflatable pillow, and you like your pillow, you can actually get one of these the clamps, and you can clamp it on to here so it can stay here and stay secure on your bag. One of the things I do like to do, it depends on where I'm going. I have a bike light, and it's really nice because I can put this bike light here, and when I do the review, I'll go through this again, but you can put your bike light here, and it will be extra light if you need it, if you're out and about, and if you're going to be out at night. So that would be good for that as well. And for my bag, what I would do is, this also have, I don't, if you can see it, it has like 2 circles here. When it closes up together, I can put, let's see, unlock it. Have to unlock it first. Unlock. I probably should have unlocked this beforehand, but I didn't. Oops, there it is. Wait, nope. Oops, did it wrong. Hold on. I probably should put in the right combination, but I will unlock it. So you have your lock, and what you can do is you can thread it through, and you can lock it here, and then it will be nice and locked for you, so you can have a locked bag. Also, one of the things is when we put the laptop here, it also have a toggle So you can actually toggle this through the circle for more extra security as well. So you have this, you have the lock, you have everything all in here in your carry-on. You put it on your back, and I like this bag, and there you go. You'll be ready to go, your hands free, everything is great. You can take, I have my tea here. See, I can sip and walk. Yummy. Or I get Starbucks. So I probably won't be taking that, but I'll be taking my Starbucks cup and you can be ready to go. And so we're all ready. We got our backpack on, we have our carry-on, we're ready to go. And what I would like to say to all of you is thank you for watching my channel. And you know what? As you're traveling, always stay safe. Thank you. Bye.